About half an hour into our drive, a disgusting smell began to faintly arrive in our car's atmosphere. Dad, who was in the front with Freddie, leaned over to him and said softly, "Did you fart?" Freddie breathed in with his nose and replied, "I don't smell anything." I looked over to Uncle Brian, who was softly sleeping. He was in the back with me. Then Dad repeated the question, but he asked Freddie a little more loudly, "Did you fart?" Freddie took another deep breath in with his nose. "Oh my, I didn't do that. No way I can fart like that. I'm just a 17-year-old kid. That smell was horrific. It was like an old compost had walked itself into the car. My God, that is disgusting." "Sinatra, did you fart?" Dad asked. I shook my head back and forth, replying to him that it wasn't me. It couldn't be me. "My God, that is an Uncle Brian fart," my dad yelled in panic. Uncle Brian looked as if he was still snoozing with his eyes shut, but he softly said, "Sorry, guys." "Sorry? Oh, my Lord, you're going to kill us. Roll down the fucking windows," Dad yelled. "We can't roll down the windows. It's freezing outside," I said. But as I said this, the smell got worse and worse. It was repugnant. "I'm really sorry, fellas," Uncle Brian confessed as he awoke now. I think he was awake all along, and what he did was first let out a soft test fart to see what it would smell like, and then he just let it rip. Seriously, the smell was that bad. It was the smell of absolute, unavoidable death. As this bad air gathered steam, we all panicked. My dad rolled down the window. "Jesus Christ, Brian, you're gonna kill me and you're gonna kill my fucking kids! Roll down your windows. I would rather freeze to death than die from this revolting fart. My God, this is an Olympic champion fart if I ever smelt one." We all rolled down the windows and put our entire heads out of the car as we drove. We were gasping for clean air, all four of us. After a few minutes, the smell started to dissipate and we were able to breathe normally again. "I'm sorry, but sometimes when I have hot beef sandwiches, I fart like that. I will try and give you guys some warning next time," Uncle Brian stated. "Next time? Are you kidding me? There won't be a next time. We could all instantly die," my dad yelled as he began to laugh. "My goodness, Brian, that was awful." We continued driving as the snow got heavier and colder. Freddie asked, "Which one is the washer fluid?" "It's the one beside the wheel." "There. Now push it towards you. There you go. You're doing great. Just watch that stuff, though. We don't want to run out," my dad warned. "It shows that we have lots. And it really works well, too. Look at that windshield," Freddie said proudly. "Just pay attention to the road. Be careful. Pay attention," Dad warned again. Uncle Brian leaned back and closed his eyes. I think he was trying to sleep, but every time Freddie sprayed that windshield fluid, which was often, it seemed to minorly disturb Uncle Brian. After about 10 minutes, I began to doze off. I did have to pee again. I had felt comfortable holding it in. I mean, my goodness, I had been holding it in since this morning, after we had those amazing Danishes. "Boy, it's really hard to see," Freddie said. "You just be careful with that windshield fluid. The gas station is 100 miles away," Uncle Brian said from the back seat corner. You could tell that he was a little worried. Uncle Brian did this drive a lot, at least a few times every year for the past 20 years. He knew that it would be a big driving test for Freddie. But every time Freddie sprayed the windshield fluid, Uncle Brian would cringe. After about half an hour, it was still snowing, and the snow was wet and icy, and it was very difficult to see. But good old Freddie continued to use the windshield fluid liberally. There was no dialogue in the car, as everyone was paying close attention to Freddie and his driving, and the progress of the amount of windshield fluid he had been using. But then the sprays started to diminish until eventually nothing was coming out at all. We were in complete whiteout and we could barely see the road ahead of us. "I guess we're out," Fred said softly. Uncle Brian was extremely upset but didn't say anything. He looked pissed off. His eyes were popping out of his head and he was breathing steam. He was really mad and he finally let it out. "You little stupid idiot. We told you to be careful with that windshield fluid, but you had to keep using it and using it and using it, didn't you?" "Yeah, I guess I goofed," Freddie replied. "Goofed? We're in the middle of the Arctic region, and there isn't a gas station for at least 60 clicks. We can't see shit, you little stupid fucking imbecile," Uncle Brian yelled. The next 60 clicks were very stressful and scary. We had to pull over a couple times and clean the windshield with our bare hands, wiping it clean. Johnny 2 times and Hector were far in front of us, so we couldn't flag them down for help. I have never seen Uncle Brian so furious in my life.